Coming up, we finish the story of a senior project that is changing lives.
And find out how a Cal Poly professor made his own composting toilet for just $50.
Also, find out what new cold drink you'll want to crack open this summer.
Broadcasting from Swanson Studios, you're watching Mustang News.
Hello and welcome to Mustang News. I'm Kaylee Brunke.
And I'm Healy. Mustang News starts now.
Last week, we told you the touching story of a father who runs marathons while pushing his 20-year-old son in a stroller. Joseph Cornelius was born with cerebral palsy, which has kept him from being able to move his whole life. Cal Poly students heard about this story and gave Cornelius a gift to help him do what he loves. Reporter Ben Fletcher has more.
Cerebral palsy is a congenital disorder that is normally caused from abnormal brain development before birth. In Joseph Cornelius' case, it makes him extremely tense and uncomfortable for every second of the day. At a young age, John Cornelius, Joseph's father, found out that when Joseph was moving, Joseph was happy. Unfortunately, his current jogger is not customized for him, so they have to improvise.
We have towels holding his head from hitting the frame, but it's all over the place. His hip is sticking way out. We tried to support just patch so many things together.
Joseph's lack of comfort led Cal Poly mechanical engineer Josh Egley to his senior project. Josh and his team have built Joseph a new jogger. They quickly found out that it was much more than just some pieces of metal.
We know the impact that's going to make on their family is huge. This is something that they use every day, something that brings so much joy and awareness, not just to Joe, but to people all around the country.
John Cornelius remembers the exact moment that the group of engineers realized the difference they were making.
When I met this team, an engineering team, and they came over to the house and Joseph was kind of fussing here and there, we put him in the jogger, his old jogger, and the second we started running him, he started laughing and smiling, and I think that's when they got it, that's what he loves to do. It's something I get to do with him. So that this university and this team did this for us, it's not for today or tomorrow, it's for years and years to come.
Team Joseph can be seen at almost any San Luis Obispo marathon, half marathon, 10K, 5K, or triathlon. Ben Fletcher, Mustang News.
His motto of learn by doing, changing lives of community members for the better, don't you think?
That was a beautiful story. And actually, speaking of Cal Poly's motto, Cal Poly Learn by Doing extends outside the classroom. Cal Poly's Quality Life Plus Lab is completely volunteer-based.
I don't know, it's really cool to work on an engineering project where you're helping a specific person. You get to meet them and talk to them and help with their personal problem with your engineering skills, which I don't think you get to do in a lot of classes.
That's Chris Yarosaki, a team lead for one of the formal designs in the QL Plus or Quality Life Plus Lab.
Our job at this club is to improve the lives of people that have been injured in the line of duty. Most of the time is through prosthetic work.
As a team lead, he chose 5 other partners to create a prosthetic cycling foot for Francis Fu, a police officer who became a transtibial amputee after getting in a car accident in the line of duty.
It took us all year because we were basically starting from the ground up. The first quarter we had to do research to figure out exactly what we should be designing for this project, and then the second quarter we came up with the design through SolidWorks and 3D modeling softwares and built the prototype for him to test out to see how he liked it. And then the final quarter, this spring quarter, is when we built the final product and gave it to him.
There is no cycling cleat prosthetic like Francis Fu's. Each prosthetic is 100% custom because every amputation is a little bit different. Other formal design projects this year include the myoelectric arm, a hand for Levy, an arm for Luke, and a transportation system for Tara.
The thing I like about this club is that I feel like this is one of the few places that you can really practice your engineering skills in practical applications all the time, whether that be through lab development projects or formal design projects.
Shireen Barukim, Mustang News.
To find out how to get involved, check out www.qlplus.calpoly.edu.
A pride protest took place yesterday following a personal attack made against Mayor of San Luis Obispo, Heidi Harmon. A rainbow pride flag was burned and left in her front yard last week. Not only that, but a yard sign on her property supporting civil rights for all was also slashed. People of all ages showed their support by rocking rainbow apparel during the protests that started at Mission Plaza. In a statement released Friday, Harmon said, quote, "Anything that does not promote and support inclusivity on all levels for all people is unacceptable and will not be tolerated," end quote. Harmon hopes that the community will continue to work together to prevent behavior like this and instead promote a happy and safe city.
At least 10 prospective Harvard students have had their admission status revoked after sharing explicit memes and messages in a private group chat on Facebook. The group message titled "Horny Bourgeoisie Teens" included memes that targeted minority groups, mocked sexual assault, the Holocaust, and deaths of children. A week later, Harvard revoked their admission. According to Kaplan Test Prep, 35% of college admission officers said they check applicants' social media profiles. Of those, 42% said the findings negatively impacted their views on applicants.
The Cal Poly fraternity Alpha Gamma Rho has issued an apology after a social media post got attention. The Instagram account Old Rho Official tweeted the photo with the caption, "Not everyone in California is a commie," on June 4th. According to the AGR president, Rhett Anderson, the fraternity never posted the photo, and Anderson is unsure who submitted the photo to be published by Old Rho. Members of the fraternity are seen holding guns in front of the AGR house off of California Boulevard.
With another year coming to a close, another ASI president will be leaving office. Connor McCarthy has more with his interview with Jana Colombini.
This week, I sat down with Jana Colombini to recap her year as ASI president. Throughout the show, we'll have segments from this interview, and you can catch the whole interview at mustangnews.net.
A little bit more general, but everything that I had promised back when I ran for ASI president during my campaign of Care, Communicate, and Connect, the 3 C's, everything that I had promised during that time or said that I would do, myself and my chief of staff and my cabinet did it. And I can look back and say that we made no false promises. We went forth and did as much as we could do in a year, got the ball rolling on a lot of things. So I feel really fulfilled that like the biggest accomplishment is accomplishing the platforms.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
I understand. I know it's not your typical resume.
Okay, well...
But candidate. But I've been working double shifts just to pay for books. I've been raising my 2 little brothers. I'm determined, driven, motivated. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.com.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Welcome back to Mustang News and the last edition of Students with Cool Jobs. Meet Kristen Lundeen.
I'm Kristen Lundeen. I'm a 3rd year. My major is graphic communications, and I'm a yoga instructor at the rec center. My mom was actually a yoga teacher, so I grew up doing yoga, like probably started when I was like 3 or 4, super young. And then just kind of kept doing it in high school. I got certified, and then finally got a job in college. Freshman year, I saw a post on Mustang jobs, and then had to do like a little mock class for the guy who was interviewing me, and then I heard back that the following quarter they were looking for more instructors. I have always incorporated yoga into my life. A lot of my friends have anxiety and depression issues. I personally turn to yoga instead of medication for those type of problems. So I am a strong supporter of yoga for college kids.
You can catch Kristen's class at the Rec Center on Wednesdays and keep an eye out for her rotation on the weekends.
Not only are Cal Poly students doing awesome things, but for the last 14 years, one Cal Poly professor has been working to make his house more eco-friendly and sustainable. Reporter Annabelle Carpenter has the story.
An associate physics professor at Cal Poly started making his house a sustainable place to live in the spring of 2003.
I mean, it was just a really uncomfortable moment when I realized that now I would hold myself accountable ethically for the choices I made the way I lived.
Some of his projects include fruit trees, an outdoor shower, an aquaponics tub, and perhaps the most unique, a composting toilet. Here's how it works.
And so we look at composting toilets, where we have a nice seal and a urine diverter. It turns out that poop doesn't smell so bad. It's actually the urine, so you need to divert the urine out and get it onto plants directly. And so this was a great system that I bought for about $1,000, and I realized that for about $50 I could make my own, and it would likely work much better. And in fact it does. Here we have a urine diverter, and this is what it looks like from the inside. It's just a half a funnel that goes directly to the gray water and onto the plants.
Once the feces has been composted for a year, it's used as fertilizer for his plants.
I'll put it around the fruit trees. You know, we might even sow it into the gardens, right? And so, I mean, that's where you run into gray regions where people would say that's not wise because that's human excrement.
Some people are concerned about the risks involved.
What they're thinking of is, the horrific stories that came out of Haiti, for instance, after the earthquake, right? And yet, the remediation, what they're doing to prevent that is exactly what I'm doing.
Annabelle Carpenter, Mustang News.
To learn more about Professor Schwartz's house, check out his YouTube channel.
A new recording studio named The Sauce Pot has recently opened in San Luis Obispo. The Sauce Pot was founded by members of the local band Word Sauce last summer. They decided to remodel 5 warehouses on Tank Farm Road into a studio to provide local musicians with a space to record and practice. The Sauce Pot includes a live recording studio, 2 isolation booths, a tracking control room, and multiple rehearsal studios that can be rented out by the hour. Mixing and mastering services are also provided.
Bands feel comfortable to come in and get a solid performance and just get a feel for what they're trying to accomplish and then just do the best I can to facilitate that.
After the break, we'll have your weather, but first, here's more from the outgoing ASI president.
I hope Riley does what she promised students that she would do in April, this past election cycle. I hope that she really gives it her all and understands how imperative and just how much influence you have on campus as ASI president, and takes that and creates positive change on campus. I know she will do a great job. There's no question about that.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Hello and welcome back to Mustang News. I'm Joe Schutz with your weekly weather report. Looking at today, it is a beautiful day. 71 degrees is the high and 57 degrees is the low. Not a lot of wind today, ranging between 3 and 8 miles an hour. And it's a great day to study outside. I know it's finals week, just about to get right into the finals. So if you're hitting the library, you might as well find a place under a tree to study instead. Looking at the North County, we have a high of just in the 70s around the North County. Paso Robles is our highest, and San Luis Obispo is our tied with our lowest at 73. Looking at our South County and extended, it's a little cooler down here. We have 62 degrees in Guadalupe, Vandenberg, and then a little bit hotter in Orcutt and Napomo. And then a quick look at our 5-day forecast. Starting on Thursday today, it's 73 degrees with a low of 57 again. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to see a little bit of clouds in the sky, but not too hot, a little 60s, high 60s. Saturday, it's going to dip down a little lower, be 60 degrees, so a little cooler. Might want to hit the beach or something. And then Sunday and Monday, it's going to rise back up again, a little bit more clouds on Sunday, so not the most beautiful day, but it's going to be great anyway. So looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be sunny skies and do some coastal drives. So we're going to toss it back to the anchors here. Megan and Kaylee.
Thanks, Joe. Actually, all that hot weather is making me thirsty. So instead of pouring a glass of wine from the bottle, a new local company encourages you to crack open a cold one instead. Of wine, that is.
Poly alumni James Schreiner and Paul Quinn came up with their idea for a wine business back in 2009 while still in school. They created Thomas William Fermentation Company, which now makes bottled and canned wine.
Canned wine's a new revolution. It's really sustainable, highly recyclable, really lightweight, and it kind of bridges that entry into any area where you couldn't bring glass before, say a beach, hiking, places where wine was kind of a faux pas, but now it's with the beerification, you can actually bring wine with you.
The idea for the canned wine product called Porch Pounder came about on Schreiner and Quinn's porch when they lived on Hathaway Street.
We would sit there and drink on the porch and enjoy it, and so it the name kind of stuck.
Porch Pounder is still a very small business made up of only Schreiner, Quinn, and their 2 girlfriends who run their social media and marketing. This warehouse is where they are able to put their skills they learned at Cal Poly to work.
Cal Poly definitely prepared me for everything, for that learn by doing motto. It really kind of helped get us hands-on on the winemaking side, along with just the bridge between agriculture and the community of agriculture.
Schreiner says that his goal for Porch Pounder is to encourage people to drink local and maintain sustainability.
The wave of the future for winemaking is being stewards of the land and actually recycling and being out for the best quality product.
Kaylee Brunke, Mustang News.
Porch Pounder currently sells Chardonnay, Red, and Rosé individually or in a 4-pack.
And speaking of delicious drinks, a San Luis Obispo coffee shop has been named one of California's best small businesses of the year. Scout Coffee earned the award for 35th Assembly District, which covers San Luis Obispo County as well as some of Santa Barbara County. The store opened its first location on Garden Street in 2014, which Scout owner Sarah Peterson says got so much business that the lines often stretched out the door. To meet the large demand, the business expanded to a new location on Foothill Boulevard. The business saw double-digit growth in sales each year that they have been in the city.
And there's a new coffee shop in town. Reporter Elena Wasserman checked out what they've been brewing up.
Lucy's just opened on Laurel Drive and is ready to welcome all walks of life. Owner Lisa Hess says she wants it to be a place for everyone to enjoy.
I love it here because it's just all different walks of life. Like, you don't come in here and it's all the college kids or all the older people, all this. It's just like everybody, and it's really community.
Hess started with a coffee cart in Mindbody, then a coffee truck, and now she has her own coffee shop that she named after her 10-year-old daughter, Lucy. Lucy started going to school at St. Shimer nearby, and one day driving home, Hess saw the For Lease sign.
One day there was a For Lease sign, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna pop in, because I always wished that there was stuff here, like coffee. After I dropped her off, I would love just to stop by here. Yeah. And then, yeah, they had the For Lease sign, and I popped in to just talk to them, and next thing I know, I was signing a lease. Like, literally, it happened like that. There was no, like, I'm gonna open up a coffee shop one day. It just kind of like domino effect into, from the catering cart to, yeah.
Her core values for her coffee shop is for everyone to be welcome and everything to be organic and sustainable.
And everything being house-made and organic and compostable is great. And yeah, it's just a great vibe, and I don't know, I think we're yummy. We have yummy offerings, and people should come try it and see for themselves, and I don't know, check it out.
Elena Wasserman, Mustang News.
Lucy's is open 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Fridays and 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday and Sundays if you want to check out the new coffee shop on the block.
And if you're wondering what Jana Colombini is doing after she leaves office, she's here to tell you.
I am going to kind of recharge a little bit. I'll be working on my family's walnut operation during the summer full time, just driving tractors and not talking to people. I'm so stoked. And then I'll be starting back at Cal Poly in the fall, getting my master's in agricultural education and my credential in agricultural education.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
They say that when you're facing extreme danger, your life flashes before you. If you think that's sad, consider facing it before you even have enough life to flash before your eyes. Deaths and injuries can be prevented by using the right car seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to know what is appropriate for each age and size.
Hello, welcome to another fresh edition of Poly Playbook.
We're serving up all the hot action, cool plays, and everything in between for Cal Poly Athletics.
I'm Connor McCarthy.
I'm Nate Edelman. I'm Brian Strong.
Poly Playbook starts now.
Who do you think will win the Super Bowl this year?
I think the Patriots are going to win.
Hi, I'm Joe Schutz, and I'm here at Spanos Stadium.
I'm Megan Healy here at Staples Center.
Myself will be taking on Sierra Highland. Best pitcher in Big West softball history. Let's see how this goes.
Tune in every week to Poly Playbook, right here on Mustang News.
Hello and welcome back. I'm Sydney Brandt, and here are your top sports stories this week. The Cal Poly Rugby Club is taking a trip to Scotland this summer. Reporter Joe Schutz has the details.
The Cal Poly Rugby Club is taking a tour of Scotland this summer, flying out from the States in September. First, they fly into Edinburgh. Next, they travel to the mountain city, Oban. Finally, they end their tour in Glasgow before flying back to the States. 28 players will represent Cal Poly abroad, playing in 5 games in 3 cities against U22 rugby teams. Rugby club president Zach Marco went on the Ireland tour in 2013 and can attest that playing abroad is the best experience as a rugby player.
You learn a lot from playing different opponents. Rugby in America is still very unrefined because a lot of rugby athletes come from American football, whereas over in Scotland and the rest of the UK, these people have been playing rugby since they were kids. They were born with a rugby ball in their hands. So the strategy and the finesse that they play is different than most American clubs. A lot of the typical sightseeing, we'll get to see the countryside, the Highlands. We'll gain a lot of great rugby experience competing against some good university and under 22 clubs out there in Scotland. And it will really help to boost club morale and to help us gain experience and, like I said, give us a good momentum boost for when we go into nationals.
Seeing other styles of play will help the team's overall performance. Joe Schutz, Mustang News.
The rugby club will take on U22 teams from Scotland and learn international rugby style. And the Wine Waves and Beyond surf competition caught the waves this past weekend in Pismo Beach. This annual surf competition is part of a 3-day event featuring local wine and cider makers, as well as Chris Burkhart's film Under an Arctic Sky. Area surfers took to the waves in both longboard and shortboard competitions. We met up with Pismo local Austin Newman.
There's not very many events in California, and then for one to be in our hometown is pretty rad because there's not very many.
The event closed with a Volkswagen classic car show and live music on the beach. This weekend was a philanthropic effort. Well, that's all we have for sports today, but coming up after the break, we're going to take a look at last weekend's Spring Stampede.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs. And you learned how to not ignore yours. I discovered how to make healthier meals. And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
3,800 people attended ASI's 3rd annual Spring Stampede last Saturday. The University Police Department reported 22 arrests for alcohol and drug violations. Well, that's all we have for you this week. You can check out mustangnews.net for continuous news coverage. I'm Megan Healy.
And I'm Kaylee Brunke. Have a great day.
So Kaylee, what are you going to do for finals week with this nice weather?
I don't know. I might do what Joe suggested and find a nice tree to study under or something.
Maybe we can go grab a coffee at Lucy's new coffee shop.
Yeah, or even Scout. That would be awesome.
So many options. I'm excited.
I know. It's going to be a great weekend.
Summer right around the corner.
I know. Yay.